Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive ears first into a sense we totally take for granted, but one that is packed with some of the most fascinating science you can imagine, our sense of hearing.
So, let me just start with a question for you. If you had to rank your senses, which one would you put at the top? For most people, the answer is vision, right? It's how we see the world, get around, and connect with everything.
But you know what? In the whole hierarchy of our senses, the story is way more complex than that. Today, we're going to unpack the surprisingly powerful and absolutely critical role that hearing plays in every single one of our lives.
You know, it's kind of funny. There's this huge gap in what we generally know about hearing. I'd argue it's a much bigger gap than we have with vision.
I mean, think about it. Most of us could probably cobble together a basic explanation of how our eyes work, right? Light comes in, a lens focuses it, an image forms on the retina, something like that. But what about hearing? What's actually happening to a sound wave inside our ear? For a lot of us, that part is, well, it's a total mystery.
So our goal here today is pretty simple, and it's summed up perfectly by this quote. We want to convince you that auditory science is not only important, but also truly, deeply fascinating.
Okay, so why should we put hearing in the spotlight? Well, because it's not just this passive thing that happens to us. It actively shapes our reality in some really fundamental ways. Let's take a look at the core pillars of our auditory experience. At its most basic level, hearing is just this incredible biological feat. It's our ability to take these tiny, totally invisible vibrations in the air and turn them into meaningful information. The air all around you right now is literally filled with these pressure waves, and your ears are just exquisitely designed to make sense of it all.
And this is where it gets really obvious how important it is. Hearing is absolutely central to speech. That's our main way of connecting with each other. It's the whole foundation of music. It's our built-in alarm system. I mean, you often hear danger way before you ever see it. And of course, it's how we interact with all our tech, from the little click of a button to a notification sound.
And it goes beyond just raw information. Hearing is a direct line to our emotions. Music, especially, allows for the expression of powerful feelings in a way that sometimes words just can't touch.
But this isn't just about our personal experience. The scientific study of hearing, it has these massive, real-world impacts on our society and all the technology we use every day.
It's simple, really. When we understand how hearing works, we can build better stuff. This research leads to improvements in everything from your phone's call quality to how a concert hall sounds. It helps us design smarter cities with less noise, build smarter AI like speech recognition, and maybe the most important part, it helps us tackle major health challenges.
And that last point about health, it is absolutely critical. Get this, around 1 in 6 people are hearing impaired. That's not some small niche problem. It's a huge health challenge for a massive part of the population, and those numbers just go up as we get older.
And here's the direct connection, right? Every single advance in hearing aids, every new tool that helps a doctor diagnose a problem and helps someone reconnect with their world, all of it is built on the back of this perceptual research. This science literally changes lives.
So what does this science actually look like? What are the kinds of questions these researchers are trying to answer? Let's take a super quick tour.
Okay, so there's this field that bridges the physical world of sound waves with what we actually experience inside our heads. It's called psychoacoustics. It's all about how our brain takes those simple little pressure waves and turns them into the incredibly rich, detailed world of sound we live in. For example, think about loudness. What makes a whisper sound so different from a shout? How does our brain even perceive that? It seems simple, doesn't it? But it actually involves this incredible compression to handle the just enormous range of sound intensities we can hear. Or how about pitch? You know, how does your brain know the difference between a deep bass note and a high-pitched siren? Well, it's a super complex process that's tied to how fast a sound wave is vibrating, and that's fundamental to how we understand both speech and music. And maybe the most mind-blowing one of all, how do you know where a sound is coming from? Your brain is acting like a super sophisticated computer, calculating the microscopic, teeny-tiny difference in time between when a sound hits your left ear versus your right. And from that tiny delay, it builds a complete 3D map of your surroundings, just from sound alone. It's incredible.
So I'm going to leave you with this. Just for a second, stop what you're doing and just listen. Seriously, forget what you can see and just pay attention to what you can hear.
What is your world telling you right now, just through sound? The hum of your computer, maybe some traffic outside, it's this constant stream of information. And hopefully, you now have a brand new appreciation for the absolutely amazing sense that makes all of it possible.